This is Terry Smith for ForexTradingSchools.com, and we're looking at Tuesday the 12th of August 2014. Now on the 15-minute chart, let's have a look at the pound US. So during the Asian session we had an accumulation of short positions all day during the Asian session. At the end of the Asian session it stopped. The banks had decided it's time to go their direction. That long push down during the end of the Asian session is the indicator that it was going to go in the opposite direction, and indeed it did. From there, the end of the Asian session, around about 7 o'clock in the morning London time, it then climbed over 500 pips with a bit of a pause here at 200 pips for some profit taking on those long positions. After the end of the profit taking, off it went again. Now this is the same across all of the pound positions, all the pound pairs. So the pound Swiss franc, again, accumulation of short positions all during the afternoon of the Asian session. End of the Asian session, the London banks took over and pushed it to the upside. Now on the 1 hour chart you can see, if we just put in the where are we, moving average. Right, put in the moving average. So it's last night it bounced off the moving average. Now tonight, bearing in mind that the long-term moving average, or so the long-term movement is to the downside across all of the pound pairs, especially the pound US. You can see it's very much to the downside. After that 5-year high of a few weeks ago, it's gradually recovering to the downside. So bearing in mind that most of the strength is downside, the movement's downside, a push up like that will have to be reflected with at least an equal push down. So tonight, Wednesday, August 13th, I'll be looking for a peak up around about 100, around about there, 1.682. I'll be going short around about 1.682 down to around about 1.677, 1.676, possibly more. We'll see. Be 1.676, 1.677, maybe 1.675. After a big push up like that, on a very strong long-term downtrend, you can expect the push down today to be bigger than the push up was yesterday, because we are in a downtrend. So if we get maybe 600 pips, if we're lucky, we might get 600 pips, 700 pips down to 1.675. Okay, so let's see if we get down to 1.675 tonight. Now just in terms of timing, I'm recording this from Sydney, Australia, which at the moment, this time of year, is 9 hours ahead of London. In summer, it's 11 hours ahead of London. So my timing, when I talk about the afternoon, I'm talking about the Asian session. So here we are at 4 AM. At the moment it's 4 AM London time, and that corresponds to 1 AM Sydney time. So what I see in the afternoon is what the banks in London are doing very, very early in the morning, like 1 AM, 2 AM London time. So they're getting things set up for the day's push. They've already decided which way it's going to go, and what we're looking for is the signals that they put in place, which they can't help but do. So yeah, yesterday wasn't too bad a day, wasn't spectacular. I still managed to make $1,000 on these movements, so that was the pound Swiss franc. Got a couple of things left over. I thought that was a return to the downside, so I went short, but it wasn't. It was simply profit taking for those who went long at that point, or loss taking for those who had shorts down here and thought it was going to continue on, and they got stopped out up here. So that's all that was. After those positions closed, then the bank manipulation continued on, and up it went till they'd had enough up here. And so on the pound Swiss, that was just under 700 pip climb. So I'll be looking at a return. Let's see, on the Swiss. Again, the pound Swiss is long-term, essentially downwards, not quite as strong as on the pound US, but still the trend is downwards. So we've just had 2 days of upward push like that. This is last week. We had 2 days, so it's Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So basically exactly the same. I'll just put a marker in here. So that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So last week, Monday, very quiet like normal, but it was generally an upward movement. It continued on upwards. Then Tuesday, very strong upward movement. Then nothing during the day, Wednesday, and fall down, and then fall down, and fall down to Friday. Be looking for the same thing again here. So Monday, not a lot happened, but it was an upwards trend. Tuesday, strong upward push. Wednesday, during the day of the Asian session, not a lot happening. So what we'll see this afternoon being Sydney time, which is the purple session, we'll see that a stop run happen up here. So I'll be looking at about 150 pip push up. That'll mark the stop run. That'll be the time to go short, and then hopefully we'll get to see the same sort of thing as happened last Wednesday, where we had another 600 pip fall down. So that's what I'll be looking for tonight, and that's on the pound franc. From here, if we get a stop run about 150 pips, that'll take us up to 1.527, which happens to correspond to the long-term moving average. I'll expect to see a bounce off there and fall from there another 500 or 600 pips down to around about 1.521. So that'll clear up a couple of things that are left over from last night, and should collect a nice bit of profit. As far as my results yesterday, bearing in mind that it actually went not quite the direction I was expecting, I still managed to collect $1,000 on that. So that wasn't too bad for a night's work of watching videos and playing the markets. Tonight I'll be looking for, as I said, a stop run up about 150 pip stop run. So on the pound US it'll be up around probably around about 1.682, followed by a fall continuation of the downward trend, perhaps down to 1.675 on the pound US. Okay, so that's my prognostication for today, Wednesday the 13th of August. So we'll see what happens, and I'll catch you tomorrow. So this is Terry Smith for ForexTradingSchools.com. Ciao.